You see, we don't look at sport on TV and we don't understand the level of the competition that we come up against. So a lot of time, let's say somebody is now entering into an international tournament for the first time. We actually have that, well, this is my first and I have more time ahead. That's not always promised. I am Kemba Duncan. I am actually from Bethel, Tobago. I would have played a variety of sports. Most recently, I would have played netball on the national team. I would have also represented on the national team for basketball. Last year, I would have actually coached netball. So I'm actually an ex-national player now, and now I'm into coaching. Transitioning from a player to a coach actually was easy because my style of playing always allowed me to analyze or to study what other persons are doing, the people that we compete against, and also actually studying myself. How can I actually be better at what I'm doing? So it was an easy transition. So when I understood what I need to do better, I think it helped me to be able to advise or to help the players that I am now helping. I would have first started playing sports in primary school. In primary school, we actually did track and field and netball. I went into high school and I was introduced to basketball and baseball. So I actually played a wide variety of sports. One of my secrets as an athlete that would have brought about some success, I think, was my determination. I'm actually very competitive. So it didn't matter who the opponent was, I was willing to actually study that person, respect them as well, and understand what I needed to do to be better than my opponent. So that has always given me that drive and that passion to actually be the best because I want to compete. I think what makes me stand out from a lot of other athletes is my ability to think or to analyze the game. I know sometimes people focus a lot on the physical, but I really go in depth as to analyze myself or my competitors. Also, physically, I'm actually very powerful when coming to jumping. I think I have like a strong defensive mind. So my intention is to always to shut you down in every sport that you're doing. So that passion actually is also a secret for me. Some of the habits that I would have developed as an athlete was training behind closed doors. Being able to do the work when no one's looking, so that when I get on court, I could actually separate myself from the others. I think this is something that we have to be willing to do as athletes. So sports have helped me psychologically, emotionally, and physically in many ways. Let me just first touch on emotionally. You know, like when you're younger and you have to be away from your family so often, it could actually sometimes make you question stuff. Why am I doing this? Should I continue? Right? But when you really recognize, hey, listen, I want to compete. I love competing. It kind of reminds you that, no, hey, I need to dig deep. I need to discipline myself and I need to push through. So I guess that's where sports would have actually built my psychological side. Physically, I'm glad what I went through with sports because now it actually helps me or makes it easy for me to even, after I've completed that level of training, to get my exercise in. Where it helps as well physically is, you know, sometimes people have little stiffness or soreness because you understand what your body would have been through. You're able to offer advice to that person to help them as well. So it would have helped a great deal. In the next 5 years, in terms of sport, now because I do more coaching and I really want to see the country develop, or I want to see more athletes on the international stage, not just representing but actually making the difference. I am actually looking forward to going back into the schools and helping some school children. I have been in conversation with some persons about actually doing like a train the coaches across here, so that we actually have more coaches understand the level of the game at the international stage and what is required. So I am looking forward to actually putting back into the community what I would have learned as an athlete. So my role model from since I was younger would have been Miss Martha Archer. She's now deceased. She was actually a netball coach and also the president of netball for Trinidad and Tobago for quite a while. I think one of the things that would have impacted me well was the way that she would have actually demanded discipline and her level of control in the sense of keeping things in place and ensuring that things happen the way that it should happen. So she would have been a role model for me. My advice to any upcoming athlete would first be to research or study the sport that you're in. This actually would provide the necessary requirements that you need as an athlete. It would guide how should you train, the amount of work that you should put in, give you a better understanding on your opponent. Oftentimes you hear people talk about they are not self-motivated, so they can't do the work by themselves. As an athlete, you have to be ready to push yourself. You have to be ready to do the work when no one's looking. You have to be able to give that 100% off the court before a tournament or even during your off season. You have to be that person actually motivating or pushing you to be the best athlete that you can be.